Welcome to Cigar Sessions. I'm Dre Brown, your host.
And I am your co-host, Paris Nico. And today we have a special guest, best-selling author and CEO of Success Tax Help, which is Thelma Coleman.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hello, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Indeed. So, can you tell us more about who you are?
Oh my goodness, loaded question. So I'm Thelma Coleman. I'm born and raised Houston, Texas. Native of Sunnyside, Texas. My parents raised 7 kids right here in Houston. I am a forensic accountant. I do accounting work. So I run two offices in Houston. I've been in business the last 14 years. And what I do, I help people solve their financial problems. So I save people from financial disasters with helping them with their back taxes. We do tax planning. We file back taxes. We do audit work. That's pretty much what I do. What got me into the business was about 14 years ago, I worked for a really large firm. And I told myself, I'm at a plateau. I'm not going to be able to go any higher. It is still truly a good old boys club. So me being the only woman and the only black in that position, I knew enough to where, you know what, I can take these skills, took some of the 401k money I had saved, and I started my own firm. And I've been going ever since.
Oh my, that is so great. So in that, what really motivated you to go on that path besides it's a good old boy lifestyle?
So what motivated me was, it's scary starting out, right? Because in the beginning, you're putting in sweat equity. You don't have the money. I mean, that firm I was working for was doing about $100 million a year. So I'm like, how am I going to be able to do this? I didn't have HR, didn't have all the people that they had in place, but I had a will to succeed. I had a determination, and I believed in myself. I think Michael Jordan said this. He said, out of everything in life, you have to just know that you can do it. You have something innate in you to say, you know what, I can do this. I truly believe in myself, and I believed in myself. I have the education, I have the background, I had the experience, I knew I can do it. And so what I did eventually, I put the right stuff in place to help me to get there. So what motivates me, that keeps me going, is my belief in myself. I believe in God, and I truly believe if God brings a dream to you, He's gonna help you fulfill that dream. Against all odds, I just knew that I had to make it. I was just determined to do that.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, I understand it so well, too. Now, we're going to go to a quick, brief intermission, and we'll be right back with more questions. Thank you.
Owing money to the IRS is not the end of the world. All is not lost. But it won't go away on its own. Hi, I'm Thelma, a certified tax strategist and the owner of Success Tax Help. The IRS is a special type of creditor who can garnish your paycheck, levy your bank account, and seize all of your assets. The good news is Success Tax Help can help you. Give us a call today. Our number is 832-856-2974. We're a full-service tax defense firm with over 60 years of combined IRS experience. We can help you file your back taxes, represent you in an audit, and negotiate your tax debt to the lowest amount allowed by law. You may even qualify for the new IRS debt forgiveness program. Call us today at 832-856-2974 to get your free consultation. Please understand, owing the IRS is serious, but there are new IRS debt forgiveness programs that can eliminate your entire tax debt. So give us a call or visit our website, successtaxhelp.com.
Welcome back to Cigar Sessions. I'm Dre Brown, your host.
And I'm your co-host, Paris Nico, and we're back with Thelma Coleman.
So, Ms. Coleman, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you having a cigar experience, or are you having a cigar?
No, child, I smoke. Okay.
You smoke?
I smoke, yes.
So how long have you been smoking?
Since 2014.
2014. What started you on your journey of smoking?
So you know what, my girls and I moved by a cigar lounge that's not too far from my house. And I was actually going to a different place. I ventured in there. I was like, what are they doing in here? So I happened to see it was men and women in there smoking. So I started to test out the different cigars, and I found something that I really like. Has to be something with flavor. Has to be something that has a good aroma to it.
So what cigar, may I ask, was that?
It's glad that you asked. Groovy Blues.
The Groovy
Cigar.
Blue.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Cigar
by
choice.
Tatiana.
Absolutely.
I noticed that a lot of females like that cigar.
We do. Good flavor, good aroma. You can't taste it, so it's just a really good smoke, so I love it. Always my number one choice.
I have a question then. It's your number one choice because it has good flavor, aroma, and all that. What does it do to you?
I just feel good. I feel relaxed. You know, I have a nice glass of Moscato. It's just like, it like completes that session. You know what I mean? Like after a long day of work, or I'm having happy hour with the girls. We're going to make sure we sit outside somewhere so we can smoke our cigars and have a good time and just relax.
Girls' time out. I like it. I like
Yes.
it. Now, I remember you saying you have a book, best-selling.
Yes.
What is that about?
So I wrote this book, and it's called Ignite Your Life. I wrote it with international best-selling author Brian Tracy. I was one of the authors that was picked. And the chapter that I wrote, what I'm talking about is goal setting, talking about motivation, how do you do it daily. We talk about how do you stay focused. How do you actually get in line with what your purpose is? Because you got to go back to dreaming like when we were a little kid. Like, what did you dream about? Was it a firefighter, a doctor, an attorney? What did you really want to do with your life? Because what they say is at 25, most people die. Not a physical death, but it's a death because you stop dreaming. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So it's get you back in line with that purpose so that you can say, I give every day the very best I have of me, and I'm giving my all. And I'm not going to die with the music in me like Wayne Dyer talks about.
Interesting. It looks pretty fat, too.
It is. So it's different authors, different entrepreneurs telling their own story, because we all have a journey. We all have a story. So it's about you telling what their story looks like to you and how you're going to unpack it. And remember, your life is not about you. At the end of the day, it's about how can you leave an impact on the world. Like at your funeral, do I have to get there and lie about you? Or do I tell the truth about who you really were?
Right. That's lovely.
Thank you.
Now, on average, though, it looks like a very decent sized book.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it on Audible where I can listen to it?
That particular book is not on Audible. You're going to have to read it. But here's the thing. If you would actually spend 10 to 20 minutes a day reading, it would actually change your life. Like actually turn the TV off and say, you know what? I'm going to actually invest in myself. That's the best investment you'll ever make is in yourself, because it's in there to give you advice and tips and tools on how you can make some improvements in your life. It's always room for improvement. That's the biggest room in the house.
I will say about this book, I'm not reading it now, but I'm skimming through it, and the print is well. Okay, I can see it. I'm not gonna fall asleep reading it because it's so small. So I love that already about the book.
Absolutely, and that's actually your copy. I'll autograph it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mine or his? Hold on a second. Mine or his? Oh no.
It's yours.
It's mine. Okay. I claim it. It's
I'm
mine.
gonna see Andrea again. So
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I don't want to know exactly what's in the book, but I have this one question for you.
Okay, sure.
What can you advise people, not giving us all the answers in the book,
Okay.
the ones who are trying to be entrepreneurs, are there entrepreneurs now and they need a little uplifting? What advice would you like to give them?
The best advice I give, because I'm always asked that question, right? You really have to, because you can be great at a lot of things. You have to really horn in on what you know is your passion, right? Like if you did not get paid for it, would you still do it, right? This is what you know that God called you to do. It's writing things down, because you're not going to remember everything. Like it's you really getting in touch and in tune with who you are and what message you want to leave the world, what impact that you want to have. And don't quit. It typically takes a successful business 5 to 10 years. Most people quit after 30 days. But think about you starting to work out and you're not losing weight, right? Did you really give it enough time? Like you'll be at that job for 30, 40 years for a 20-cent raise for next year, but you continuously go, right? So why are you not giving yourself that same opportunity to grow, to see what you really can do? And when you're shaping something and you're molding something, right? It's not easy, right? It's you figuring out, it's you keep pushing, you keep going, right? You're transforming. It's not pretty, it's ugly, right? But always beauty at the end. Like it's beauty for ashes for real, what God talks about. And in the end, it's that victory that you're after. That's something that you accomplish. Is you leaving your legacy. You can pass down a lot of things to your children, to your family. Instead of passing down trauma, why are we not passing down titles, deeds, our legacy, right? The Bible says leaves an inheritance for your children's children. And that's how we ought to be looking at life. Like, what are we really doing, right? And your life is not about you. What impact are you making on people?
Sounds like a good playbook right there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thelma, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So on this book that you're writing, what made you start writing this book, and what is it really all about?
What made me write the book was I always get a lot of questions about how do I get started, what keeps me motivated. So the book is talking about writing your goals down. Like, even here's the thing, you should have weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, right? So it's you actually saying, okay, even if you don't get to all the goals that day, you did more than you did yesterday. Rome was not built in a day, but it was built step by step. So you actually taking action steps. You're actually putting a plan in place. So we talk about action steps. We're talking about you actually saying, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do in my life, right? I don't care if it gets hard, I'm not gonna quit. Because it's not gonna be easy when you're building a business, especially if you're still working a job and you're building a business. I mean, when are you gonna have time to do it? So Gary Vee, who's another successful serial entrepreneur, he talks about working from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. because you got to put the time in to build that business. And the reason why I wrote the book, my biggest why, was because I wanted to tell my story. I wanted to share with the world how I did it, how I got started. Because we went from I took $1,200, I turned it into $1 million. And I did that within a 4-year time frame. So I talk about that in the book, how I did it. I just stayed focused. Sometimes I was cold calling 100 people a day. But I was determined to get to where I needed to go because I know what it's like to be poor. I didn't want to be poor. I didn't want to pass it down to my kids. Each generation should be doing better than the next generation. The only way we're going to do that, somebody got to say, I'm going to break these generational curses. So I did that. You're looking at somebody that was a teen mom. I had my first child at 17. I got pregnant in high school. But you also look at somebody that spoke at Harvard University, where Michelle and Barack Obama graduated from.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how you start. It matters how you end. And you determine that.
I tell you what, something that's really amazing is that I've been hearing your business on the radio, and now I finally get a chance to meet you. It's pretty awesome.
I'm honored.
You know, and I'm glad to have you here on our podcast. You know, and it's great.
I appreciate that. You know what? I'm honored to be here. The honor is all mine. And people say, "Oh, Thelma, you're a celebrity." I don't see myself like that. I have been with 102, 97.9 for the past 14 years. I've been on TV the past 14 years. So Fox 26, My 30, I've been on TV, My 39, My 20, I'm sorry, I've been on TV, but I'm a regular person. I have the same problems everybody else have. Life get messy for all of us. It's how you're gonna respond to life. And actually, you touched on something we talked about earlier. When I went to speak at Harvard University, I really was gonna talk about that book. But my dad said, why don't you talk about your mom and how you journeyed through that? Because I was at a bad point in my life. I told you that. Long story short, I was hospitalized, almost died. I had what was called septic shock. My kidneys were shutting down. And my dad came and sat beside my bed. He said, I lost my wife. I'm not gonna lose my daughter. He said, I won't say what he said, he's old school, but I'll clean it up. He said, get your butt out this bed. He said, your life is not over. Go and work the journey. So if anything I can leave you guys with is go and work the journey, whatever it looks like for you. Everybody's journey is gonna be different, right? But you have to work that journey. And you can't be afraid of that. It's scary when you've never been down a road before, right? You can't see the end. Martin Luther King said, take it one step at a time. Even if you can't see that's what having faith is. I can't see the next step, but I know who can because I trust him. I trust him. I don't care about no gas price. I don't care who in the White House. I don't care if all hell breaking loose. It's going to be peaceful just like Jesus was when he was on the sea. That's the peace you got to have. And it's the crazy, fanatical faith that you have to have too. So continue to work the journey.
Yes. So I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay.
And how long have you been smoking cigars, or do you smoke cigars?
Well, that is a good question. Not even a year. And I do like cigars. I don't smoke them often, though. Although you see one in front of me.
What, may I ask you, started your journey on the cigars?
Working in a cigar lounge.
Interesting.
Yeah, working in one, I was like, okay, how am I going to sell a product and know about a product if I don't know anything about it without using it? Most people do that, but I had to try it. I'm a trier.
There you go.
And I tried quite a few of them. And right now, I know you're going to ask me, what's my favorite one?
What's your favorite cigar?
Unfortunately for me, my favorite is Rare, which are your Cuban cigars.
Okay.
After I've tried a Cuban cigar, it's hard for me to go back to the ones that I've seen in other humidors. That's here in
Nice.
America, at least. But I am engaging in one right now. Can't tell you. You gave it to me.
So it's a Jamaican cigar that's infused with rum. It was hand rolled. And I got it when I was in Cabo last week.
It is smooth, and I do enjoy it. I wanted something a little bit more flavorful, but it's smooth, so I can tolerate it. And it's small.
Yes.
So
It's girly.
yeah, it's girly. I like the smaller ones.
Well, I'm smoking a Olivia. It's a hand-rolled cigar. It's a Nicaraguan cigar, and it's also a double Maduro,
Double.
which is a double Maduro, which is a
Nice.
great smoke. And I'm pairing it with in a Rocky Patel glass, and it's I'm drinking some cognac there, and it pairs really well.
Nice. Didn't know they make a double Maduro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can almost get any cigar in a double Maduro, depending on what it is.
Learn something new. I love it. I love when a man can teach me something. I love it.
I'm looking like, golly, a double Maduro? That's like heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty strong, but hey,
So I have a question for you.
yes, ma'am.
How long have you been smoking cigars, and why did you get started on your cigar journey?
Actually, I've been smoking almost 15 years, so to speak. And my grandfather,
Okay.
he smoked cigars for years. I would probably say maybe like 50 years.
Wow.
And I used to be around him because he raised me. And I used to like the smell of the cigars. But I was like, I wasn't a smoker then. And, you know, once I started smoking cigars, I think it's because of him. You know, and I started trying different cigars, and I started my own mobile business,
Love it.
which is
Congratulations.
the original Humidor.
Okay.
It's a mobile business where I go out to different functions, whether it's a house party or a function you're having at a hotel or resort or wherever, and I show up and I sell your customers or the people that's at your party cigars.
I love it. I love it. What's your favorite cigar?
My favorite,
What's your go-to?
my go-to would be the, well, I have about 3 or 4 cigars, but to mend it down to one cigar, I would probably say the AJ Fernandez.
Okay.
It's the AJ Fernandez.
I smoked that one.
It's a really good cigar.
Agree. I agree. Interesting. And you have built an amazing man cave. I've never seen anything like it. Like, this is super dope. When can I come back?
I was just about to ask you, being here, what is your experience like? Because this is a fabulous place to be in.
Oh,
Smoking
my
a cigar,
God.
having an interview, and enjoying this aroma.
You know what? I love the energy. I'm so glad you guys invited me. Like, I'm so humbly honored to be here. Thank you for sharing your space. But the energy is great. The ventilation is good. The atmosphere, the vibe, the conversations. Like, I love it. I'm like, when I'm gonna come back? This is cool. I like it.
So Thelma, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So during the pandemic, how did you handle that? How did that affect you as far as your business goes?
You know, truthfully, I was scared because we've never faced a pandemic. So we didn't know what to expect. You had nothing to measure it against. So did I lose business? Absolutely. Absolutely. I did get an SBA loan to help through that because I had to cut staff. And I also had people that were out with COVID. I had a gentleman almost died. He was on a ventilator, but God saved him. Because typically when you go on a ventilator, that's it. But God brought him back. Had another girl that had COVID twice. So it has been a mess. I'm still working through COVID. My business is government based. I deal with the IRS, so it's federal. You know, it's federal government. So it's still a mess. We haven't figured it all out. I run 2 locations. I had about 15, 20 people. Now I'm down to like 8 or 9 people. So it changed a lot. The income's not there. I'm used to doing 1.8, 1.7. I mean, we did right at 100. I mean, right at $1 million, but we lost, a lot of business. So we're in recovery. I'll put it that way. Now that's revenue. That means you're not pocketing that because you got people to pay. I have 2 locations. You got payroll, you got overhead, all that, all of those things. But I had to do what I call creative financing. Had to work with people where they were financially, and I had to do creative I had to do what I call guerrilla marketing. So I went back to making signs. I ramped up my ads on 102. I ramped up my ads on Fox 26 News. I advertised in the local magazines for tax services. I got back on the streets. I started doing just like this, interviews like this. Started going to the chambers meeting, B&I meetings. I did whatever I had to do because I refused to quit. I refused to go out of business. I refused to be broke. I'm going to figure it out. I'm a hustler. I'm going to figure it out.
That's very amazing. We're going to take a break here, and we'll come back to Cigar Sessions.
when you come to my town, yeah. It's plenty fun to go around here. When you come to my town, yeah. Make sure you stay.
Hello there. Buy me a drink.
Slick, what's going on?
What's going on? How did you know it was me?
I saw you the other day.
But I have a fake accent. I have to disguise myself. Why? Because I've been in here before.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right there. Where are the pictures? Show me something good.
Something good. All right. You ever seen this?
Slick,
It's the
sit
running-
your ass down.
It's a work in
and
progress.
show me the pictures.
The pictures. What pictures? Oh, right. The ones you paid me for. Half. Have you seen the bartender?
No, not lately. Not since she poured my drink.
Oh, so she did pour your drink, and then is she at lunch or something? I would like a drink. It's
Right.
not fair.
Absolutely.
How you doing? My name is Mr. Tidwell.
I'm Peaches. Nice to meet you.
Peaches, that's my favourite fruit. I bet you taste delicious.
Now,
There you go. All right.
everybody says that.
Hey. Here we go.
Jesus.
Now, Mrs. Earl, before I show you these, I must warn you they are very graphic, they are very sexy, but they might make you angry. And if you need someone to cry on, you do have two shoulders right here, okay?
Show me something good, Slick. Don't disappoint me.
Okay. Now, are you sure you want to see these? Because I can't go back once I show you.
Look, I need to know. So lay them down.
Okay. This is Willie Earl, and this is Veronica, the chick that he met up last night at Club Nirvana. You ever been there? Well, they play nothing but Uptown Funk over and over. The DJ sucks. Anyways, they met there, they danced for an hour, got drunk, went back to her place. Now, I know what it looks like, Mrs. Earl. It looks like she's riding
is
him.
that?
Well, she's riding him. Now, before you say anything, she has clothes on. He might have pants on. At worst, they're dry humping. I flew in from London. I'm not from here, and I'm certainly not a detective named Mr. Slick. But my name is Mr. Tidwell, and I was in the restroom, because, you know, one uses the restroom for many reasons, and I was brushing my teeth before I came over and talked to you, and I saw this in the restroom mirror. Do you know who this is?
Oh, yeah, that's Willie Earl.
Willie, you don't know Willie Earl.
Yeah, he performed at K-Rose like the other day.
Now, after that is where it got weird. She took her clothes off, something popped out in between her legs.
Is that supposed to be?
Yeah, that's hers. Now, he freaked out. I guess he's not down with that. He jumped out the window, but luckily it was the first floor. Now, I ran out of ink. I don't know what happened next, but these are yours. I take PayPal, Cash App. When was the last time you saw Mr. Earl?
I want to say it was the other day, so it had to be like Tuesday when he performed. That was it. I ain't seen him since then.
You didn't go backstage for VIP? And
No, he ghosted me. Like,
ghosted you?
Yeah.
That means that at one time, you guys were alive together.
he didn't answer my phone calls after that.
He has your number.
Yeah.
Interesting. His wife paid someone a lot of money to find him.
Well, now it makes sense why he ghosted me, because he has a whole wife.
A whole wife, not a half one.
Correct, a whole wife.
What the fuck is this? What is this?
It's a work
This
of
isn't
art.
what I asked for, Slick. This
asked-
isn't what I asked for.
You asked for pictures. These are
Bartender,
pictures.
can I get a double, please?
Make it a triple. No, these are pictures. Mrs. Earl, this is what you wanted.
No.
Did I not draw him good enough? I mean, whoa. Oh, hey.
You fucking with my money, and you fucking with my emotions right now.
Where's the club that he performs at?
It's called K-Rose.
$1,700,000. We could split this.
Let's go pull up and see if he's there.
Let's do it.
I really want to know
All right.
since he have a wife. Let's go.
Now, I don't drive a car. I drive a scooter. Do you mind if you hold me?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right,
this.
Let's do it. I didn't cheat on you.
See, now I'm up in here acting a motherfucking fool.
What was I supposed to do? You paid me to get pictures. Am I an artist? Am I Jean-Michel Basquiat? No, but these are pretty damn good, okay?
You know how I'm gonna let you know, Slick? You can shove them pictures up your ass, and in 48 hours, I'll be back right here at the same place, and you better have them pictures. Bartender, he'll take care of my drink. Thank you.
No. I spent the last $5 grand. I need at least $10. Come on.
48 hours.
Listen, or what? Or what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna put a cap up that ass.
Put a cap up my ass. I'd like to see you try it. All right, that would hurt, but good luck. Oh yeah? The bill, huh? It's in my car. I'll be right back. Be right back.
Talking all that rah-rah, get you laid down. Don't even put your boots up. No, I'm about to shoot it up. Show you how we do it when you come in my town.
Thelma Coleman. Yes. I would just have to know though, if you had to leave everyone with something valuable and really important to let them know, what would you want to let everyone know?
Oh, thought-provoking question. I would say don't give up. It's going to be a rocky road. Like God never promised us easy. But just stay focused on what you know your purpose is and don't get distracted with negativity. You're going to have a lot of distractions. You have to tune them out. Distractions will come in the form of family. It could be a spouse. It could be friends, right? But it wasn't a conference call when God talked about your purpose. It was you and him, right? When Noah looked like a fool till it started raining. So you just got to stay focused on what you know he called you to do. And it doesn't matter what your life is right now, right? If you have something, I mean, if you're a convicted felon, so what? You could take a detour. I mean, Joseph went from the prison to the palace, right? Paul was a murderer, right? And he became one of the greatest apostles. So it doesn't matter how you start, right? You can't control what you were born into, but you can control how it ends. So I love what Bill Gates said this. He says, not your fault if you were born poor, but it is your fault if you die poor. Not that money is everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. You need it. You want to be more of a philanthropist, you need it. You want to give, you want to bless your family, you need money, right? So just stay focused on whatever that vision is. It might look crazy to the world, it doesn't matter. The life of an entrepreneur is crazy. There's no 9 to 5. My day starts at 6 a.m. It might not end to midnight. I get back up at 5 o'clock to do it again the next day. But I have freedom. And what you're chasing is the freedom. I can vacation when I want, can buy what I want, I can do what I want, right? And it's not to brag, but that's to say, I thank God. It's humbleness, right? But I went through all that sweat equity to get to where I'm at today. It's a climb, right? But it's doable. So believe in yourself and have hope. That's what I will leave you with, just having hope.
Okay, well, now you got me going.
Go ahead.
I have another question.
Let's
now.
do it.
We have haters everywhere.
Absolutely.
And you have to believe in yourself and keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
But how do you, because I know you've had them.
I still do. I still do.
So how do you cut them out of your life or just ignore them and just put those blinders on? Because it's hard to keep blinders on.
Mm-hmm. So Dre and I talked about this. So I'm going to tell you this. If you look at the life of Jesus and people, I've been in seminary school, well studied in the Word of God. And here's the truth. They're not going to go anywhere. Judas watched Jesus perform a miracle. He was an eyewitness. Jesus fed him at the Last Supper. See, God will use your enemies to bless you. We talked about this. He fed him at the Last Supper. He said, before the day is over, you're going to betray me. And he sold him out. I think, 20 pieces of silver, he sold him out. They're not going anywhere. Jesus was the most hated man that walked this earth. So if he had problems, you're going to have problems. You don't have to tune them out. I have people buy from me that don't like me. They buy hair products. They tax services, business coaching, right? Because they know who to come to. I've been in this game a long time. 2 locations, over 10,000 clients. Tax attorney on staff, CPAs, enrolled agents. I have them on my staff, right? So they're not going to go anywhere. Use them to bless you. Why do you care? Successful people, we never focus on the negativity. We don't have time for that. If it's not making money, if it's not making sense, we don't have time for that. So we have blinders on because we're focused on that. And typically people that are hating on you or talking about you, they're not doing better than you. Always check the source. We don't have time for that, right? We're going to spend I have something I call IPA. That's income producing activities. I tell people all the time, don't call me and tell me nothing about nobody said, right? It's not affecting my credit scores, my bank accounts, my businesses, my children. Why would I care? And I look at you, you miserable. You got to waste your time talking about me, you miserable. Like you don't have nothing going for yourself. So I don't worry about it. I'm going to shine, baby. And it's not being cocky, it's being confident in who I am in Christ. So you're going to have that, if you're walking with Jesus, you're going to have that same problem. But hold your head up high and know that you're fulfilling your purpose. Why would you care? Like here's the thing. I look at people. Here's what I say, and this gonna sound a little cocky, and I always get backlash. I'm gonna say it anyway. It's not on my level. It's not on your hating is not on my level spiritually, mentally, financially. It's not on my level. So why would I focus on it?
Understood.
That's your insecurities.
Right.
And see, we're not gonna dim our light to help you for your insecurity.
Right.
They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Understood. Very well said. I love it.
Thank you. And I stand on it.
So, Miss Coleman.
Yes, sir.
Thelma. I just love that name.
Oh, Me
I love
too.
that name. Thelma, so I have another question for you. If you could smoke with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
It would be Jay-Z because that is my prodigy. I love it. He's saying, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. It'd be Jay-Z.
One other thing I have here,
Yes,
I have
sir.
a question about is that this product right here.
Oh,
This product right here.
you done went into the goodie bag.
Yes. This soap, if I tell you this soap is amazing,
Thank you.
I used this soap today after a shower and shave.
Yes.
Man, this is beautiful. When I was using this soap, man, I thought I actually had a pineapple on my face.
Yes.
That's how this soap felt like a pineapple. I mean, just the beads that's inside the soap.
Yep.
And it was so amazing. And then after I finished, the smell,
Yep.
man, it was amazing.
Yep. So
It's awesome.
thank you. I appreciate that. So at our store, we have a store in Kima for KT Beauty Room. So we make all natural hair care products. So I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a trichologist. It just means I specialize in hair loss. But I got my cosmetology degree 1,000 years ago, almost 30 years ago. But we actually have a warehouse in the back of that. So we actually make our own products. And what the beads you're feeling is actually sea salt. So it's a scrub. So it's going to exfoliate your skin. It's going to get all those, because you shed dead skin cells every day. And that's actually the Beard and Groom soap for men. It's a nice, clean scent. So we have beard butter, we have the beard soap, beard oil, we have hair products to help you with your hair growth. Everything's all natural and it is plant-based.
Okay.
That is so funny. Ah, did you? I love it.
So how
Dre,
much,
I love it.
How much would a bar like that cost?
So those are on sale right now for $6.99, but we have a whole kit for men. It's $59.99. But you get 2 soaps, you get the beard butter, you get the beard oil.
Is it online or can we come to your facility?
Either. You can do online or come to the store.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a retail store where you can come in and shop. We own it because you have to be everywhere your customers are. So what the pandemic taught us is some people online like to shop. My older seasoned clients, they don't want to do that. They have a trust issue with being online and they're giving out their credit cards. So they want to come into the store. So they come in. We talk about, because you can have alopecia in your beard. Talk about hair loss. You know, we talk about different things. And so people still want that human interaction. But we've gotten away from that. They still want that human touch.
So people come to you for
I know you can say it.
the taxes and the wisdom you have, period, because you are very wise in what you say.
I receive it. Thank you.
And when we need something good for our skin and beauty and hair, you know about all those goodies.
You know why? Listen, because the IRS calls stress causes hair loss, and they just kind of interact together. But duality is what my dad would say. You have to be what I call a serial entrepreneur. Because when things were going on with the, when I went through a divorce in 2017, I had to reinvent myself. And I think you and I briefly touched on this. And we were partners in that business. And a lot of things went bad. So I had to say, you know what? I'm not going to fail. My daddy said, always have a plan. So I was like, you know what? I'm licensed. I can start making these products. Because I was already making stuff for my family anyway. I have eczema. So it's hard to find stuff that doesn't have steroids in it, something natural. So we was already making soaps anyway, and I was already making hair oil. That's how we started KT Beauty anyway. My mom lost her hair to cancer, lost her taste buds. She was stressed out. The one thing she wanted back before she died was her hair. And our products, the hair oil, was able to restore her hair. So she didn't die without her hair. She actually died with her hair. A very thin layer of hair came back. Because she had cancer 3 different times. Like, she was a junior diabetic. She had a lot of health issues, you know? But we were able to restore her hair. She's the reason why because my daughter's my business partner. She's the reason why we started our company.
Very beautiful.
Thank
Very
you.
beautiful.
I
Yes,
appreciate you.
indeed.
Thank you.
We're about to close here on this cigar session podcast, but I want to ask you one last question. If you could smoke with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Woo, that is a good question. I really enjoy entertainment and just knowing people for who they are on TV and on the radio. So it would have to be someone who can give me great knowledge and want to put me under their wing. If they don't want to put me under their wing, then I'm like, I don't want you to tease me. And so I do not know. Honestly, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
So what
'Cause
person come to mind? The first person come to mind.
someone fun that I can just kick back with.
Okay.
Long ago, it used to be the Brat.
Oh, cool. I love it. I love it.
And now as I go on, I was like, I love Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Love
and
it.
then now, you know what? I have it in my head.
There you go.
I've just recently
Aha
been saying,
moment.
I would love to meet Monet.
Oh, wow.
Monet. I mean, I feel like I don't know anything about her. I've just heard a little bit, and I've seen her in some movies. And I'm like, Monet seems like she would really be someone that would be authentic, real, and natural about everything. I would love to meet her.
Is she one of your favorite singers?
No.
She's
Like
not.
I said, I've only
But it's her
heard,
vibe and energy.
It's just her vibe and energy. I don't know too much about her, but not knowing too much about her will not allow me to have that fantasy of what I think about her.
There you
so
go.
just meeting her naturally now, I could respect everything about her now because I don't know a lot about her. I've just heard little bits about her.
That is
Seen the little
interesting.
bits. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Monet.
Amazing. This has been another episode of Cigar Session. I'm your host, Dre Brown. I'd like to thank our special guest, Thelma Coleman.
Thank you for having me.
And I am your co-host, Paris Nico, and you have tuned into Cigars Sessions podcast, and you are watching exclusively on Discover TV.
When you come to my town, yeah, it's plenty fun to go around here. When you come to my town, yeah, make sure you stay until sundown there. When you come to my town, yeah, it's plenty fun to go around here. When you come to my town, yeah, make sure you stay until sundown there.
Welcome to my time where we hold it down. Merry-go-round, use a Swisser just to mow it down. Calculated lines, seeing visions of a yellow dime. Operate the grind from a sip and some lemon lime. Whip game got me feeling like I need another shine. Bullshit, you can say that for another time. Double up the hustle, got no time for no county time. Relax and release on the cool off of County 9. I'm stand up, you can stand that under another kind. The brand is global, so we be eating off a butterfly. I never go fishing, but I be on the line. John Glenn with me on the cool on the other line.
When you come to my town.